What an eye-opening read, Die with Zero, Getting All You Can from Your Money and Your Life by Bill Perkins. So these are my top takeaways or parts of the book that stood out for me. I don't like to give away the entire book. Plus, I think we all take something slightly different away from books we read, depending on where we are at on our journey and what we feel relates to us. Die with Zero is available on Amazon and I have a link in the video description. But also check to see if your local library has it because mine did. This book really challenged my thinking, and I think that is exactly what it is meant to do. I like that it was not like any other finance book that I have read, and it really made me question our current financial plan. To be honest, it's challenged my thinking so much that I'm still processing it, and it's the type of book that I will continue to reread. And as always, the information in this video is for entertainment and general information only. I'm not a financial advisor. You can read my full disclaimer in the description box below. So this image sums up what it's all about. As we age, our health declines. While this is happening, our wealth is rising. The goal here is to utilize this wealth and spending it during our optimal years and not leaving it all in the bank in our 80s. Perkins talks about the peak utility of money. This is the time when money brings optimal usefulness or enjoyment. Certain experiences make sense at certain ages. At around the age of 30, if every dollar buys you $1 worth of enjoyment, at age 50, the utility of that money has declined considerably. Perkins advocates spending more money on experiences while you are young enough to enjoy them. So that brings us to the first chapter, Invest in Experiences. So the main idea, as taken directly from the book, is that your life is the sum of your experiences. This means that everything you do in life, all the daily, weekly, monthly, annual, and once-in-a-lifetime experiences you have, adds up to who you are. When you look back on your life, the richness of those experiences will determine your judgment of how full of a life you've led, not a bank account full of money. Perkins talks about what he calls consumption smoothing, which is the need to basically transfer money from the years of abundance into the leaner years, which means don't take money away from your younger starving self to give it to your wealthier self. Such a different way of thinking about saving and investing. An example of this was, in Perkins' first job, he was earning around $18,000 a year, living in New York. He was really frugal and did everything that he could do to save. He made lots of sacrifices and was able to save $1,000. His boss at the time said that he was an idiot and that your earning power is going to happen. Do you think that you'll only make $18,000 a year for the rest of your life? Perkins realized that that money should have been spent on an experience that would be most valuable to experience in his early 20s, because that same experience later in life would not be the same. And the next chapter was Why Die with Zero. The goal is to die with zero, not reach zero before you die, which would leave you high and dry, but to have as little possible left unused for all the time and energy you've spent working to earn that money. Because money is time. If you spend hours and hours of your life acquiring money and then die without spending all of that money, then you've needlessly wasted too many precious hours of your life. There is no way to get those hours back. An example which is similar to the one in the book is, if I die with $500,000, then that's $500,000 worth of experiences that I didn't have. And it's time I spent accumulating that money that wasn't necessary. If my hourly rate was $50 and I divide that $500,000 by 50, then that means I've spent 10,000 hours working that I didn't need to. The next chapter was how to spend your money. Perkins explains that knowing approximately when you're going to die will help you make much better decisions about earning, saving, and spending. He suggests using an online life expectancy calculator, like the one from living2100.com, and to compare the results with other online calculators. I thought it'd be interesting to see what my results would be. And apparently my life expectancy is 93 years, which I thought was really good. The premise of this entire book is that you should be focusing on maximizing your life enjoyment rather than on maximizing your wealth, because money is just a means to an end. Having money helps you achieve the more important goal of enjoying your life. Perkins refers to what he calls the memory dividend, which measures how much fulfillment you get in your life by weighing the relationship between memories and experiences. Because investments don't always have to be financial. An example for me is we are investing in vacations, especially our Christmas vacation that will pay us in memory dividends for life. I know this to be true as it's the same holiday location where I went growing up and I have the fondest memories there. I'm also investing in working reduced hours to spend time with our young children. Those memory dividends are priceless. The next chapter answers the question, what about the kids? And Perkins' answer to this is why wait? Explaining that you don't need to wait to give money to your children and the charities that you care about. Because as the book explains, a person's ability to extract enjoyment out of money declines with age. The reason for not waiting is the same for not dying with a heap of money in the bank, because a person's ability to convert money into enjoyable experiences diminishes after you get past a certain age. Perkins also explains that as your adult children age, every dollar you give them goes less far, and at some point that money becomes useless to them. The next chapter, balance your life. So this is the optimal balance between enjoying the present and providing for a good future. And a big part of this is investing in your health, which I'm a huge advocate for, because as Perkins explains, nothing has a greater effect on your ability to enjoy experiences at any age than your health. Health is actually a lot more important than money, because no amount of money can ever make up for very poor health. He says people of all ages should be spending more time and money on their health, because earlier investments in health would actually yield greater lifetime fulfillment. The next chapter, start to time bucket your life. I really like this concept and it's something I'm going to sit down and map out. Here is Perkins' example from the book. It shows what time bucketing your life might look like. Seeing it this way, it reinforces the importance of experiences over things. Some experiences that I would place in our current time bucket, which is the balance we're trying to create right now, would be school holiday vacations, weekend day trips to the beach, monthly date nights or date days, visits to our family while our boys are still young because it's such a special time. And there's nothing that would make me happier than just being at school for school drop-offs and pickups. And then we have the chapter Know Your Peak. Perkins talks about finding your net worth peak. Most people's net worth continues to grow into their 70s, and Perkins wants us to challenge this idea because that money isn't as much use to us at that age. He believes people should be spending more on experiences in their 50s than their 60s, more in their 40s than their 50s, and so on. This graph from the book shows a traditional net worth trajectory compared to what Perkins believes is an optimal net worth. Perkins has a formula for working out how much a person might need if they plan to die with zero. To be honest, I'm really confused by this formula. So if anyone has any more insights, please do comment below. The formula is 0.7 multiplied by the cost to live for 1 year, multiplied by the years left to live. So if I apply this formula to my situation, I get 0.7 times 50,000 times 56 years to live, which is 1.96 million, which is more than our FIRE number. So then I thought maybe it's only meant to be calculated from the retirement age of 60. And in that case, I get 1.15 million, which is only slightly below our FIRE number. And you might be thinking, why multiply by 0.7? This is a number Perkins came up with because thanks to compound interest, you wouldn't need the full amount. Perkins ran many examples and believes 70% covers most cases, but he also says this depends on the interest rate the money is earning. To be honest, I still don't understand the maths behind this formula, but I thought I would share it anyway. I think this calculation was vague on purpose because, as Perkins says, a number should not be most people's main goal because no number will ever feel like enough, which is why so many people suffer from the 1 more year syndrome, which is having a continued urge to work even though you have already met your planned financial goals. And the last chapter was Be Bold, Not Foolish, which means take more chances in life. Most of the time we don't take chances on opportunities that may arise because of irrational fears. Most of the time the upside is higher than the risk. Be bold, not foolish means taking those risks at the right time in your life. And most of the time, that will be when you're young with fewer commitments. People are more afraid of running out of money than wasting their life. And that's got to switch. Your biggest fear ought to be wasting your life and time, not am I going to have X amount of dollars when I'm 80. Perkins provides a really great summary. Remember, in the end, the business of life is the acquisition of memories. Chase memorable life experiences. Give money to your kids and when they can best use it. Donate money to charity while you're still alive. And just realize that time moves only in one direction, and that as it passes, it sweeps away opportunities for certain experiences forever. I'm starting to think that close fire might be the way for us to get that balance that Perkins is talking about. Thanks for listening. Don't forget you can also find me on Instagram and Facebook. See you next week.